Hello. Sorry, I need to adjust the camera here. Hello. Welcome to another DIY video, or Goth DIY video. This here will be a tutorial video, as I promised to make, and this one will be on cyber goggles. So stay tuned. What I'm going to do is give you some tips and ideas what you might want to do with these. I'm also going to show you how you transform something like this into something like this. Basically, you have to put spikes in them. So first things first, I'll just use these for an example. And these, of course, there are several different styles. These are the cheap ones out of cheap metal, which I'll use for another example. And I put these leather thingies in here with the neon colored stuff underneath. And then you can get these plastic ones, which I don't like because these rims here are really sharp edged. I really don't like them. They look great, but they're just really sharp edged, so you have to see on that. But they have one advantage. These here, the middle ones, you can't take off. You have to actually fiddle around and figure it out how to get stuff in there. That was actually a lot of figuring out. So I recommend, if you want to change the pattern and stuff in there, like I did on these, we get these. These are from Toxic Industries. I don't know how much they cost. I think somewhere like between, I'll just say rough, between 9 and 15 bucks. Very rough. I'd probably say more around like 9-10 bucks. But as you see, you can screw these off. They're screwable. Put in whatever you want, and then you just simply screw it back on. Like I said, the disadvantages, they're plastic, and I don't think you could put spikes in or studs in the sides. I don't think that would work because they're plastic. It might break. So you'll have to see on that. Like I said, I don't know. What we're going to do is we're going to, like I said, put spikes in these pair here. So I already had spikes in these before, but I decided to paint them black because they were silver. You normally get these in silver. The original metal color was unpainted, and it was starting to rust. So I just decided to go ahead and paint it. Also painted the insides. You can see it, I hope. And put the spikes back on one side. Now I got to put the spikes back on the other side. And if you're going to start from scratch, what you'll need is a pair of pliers, a flat screwdriver. I hope you can see the tip of it. And of course spikes. You can choose anything you want. Today I'm going to use these mid-sized spikes. I figured out how to hold these so you can see them. The same style spike, just in large. And then these spikes here with no real pattern or anything to them. Got two of these. And of course two of these that I showed you in the beginning. These are screwable spikes, by the way. It means you just put a screw in the back. I find these better than the ones that you have to use pliers and press in. I don't like those because they come loose after a while. You can't tighten it. You can't change them out. It's really complicated. So what you're going to do is, let me get up so I can see the display of the camera so I can share this properly. Get my tools. Not actually going to do it, I'm just going to demonstrate it. So let's see here. Okay, you can see it. You see these flappy thingies here on the metal ones? You basically just put your screwdriver under them and carefully turn it and try to get them to bend up. Upside. I'll move the camera. Sorry about that. And then you take the pliers and go under it where you pushed it up, grab them, and just go back and forth like that until they snap off. And then you clean it up where you snap the middle off. And then you'll wind up, when you've done that, depending on how many holes you need, because there's 5 available, you'll wind up with something like this, just plain holes. And then before I forget to mention it, then I'd first get these holes, then paint them, or the paint will just chip off. Forgot to mention that, sorry. So what you do now is actually really simple. You grab your screw from your spike, you figure out which pattern you want, take your spike. Yeah, okay, I think you guys can see it like that, because I can't see the display right now. And just like that, really, that's just all that's to it. You could do like just 3, or you could do 1 or 2, or other different size patterns, or you can do one side only like this was before I started. I'm just going to go ahead and do both. And you just basically turn these on. Literally, that's really all that's to it. You just put your screw through the hole, put your spike on it, make sure that threading inside matches up, and then you just turn them on. And when you turn them on, I'm not going to do it in this video to keep this a little bit shorter. I've already done that to the other side. You take your screwdriver and hang on, grab your spike pretty much, and you go in with the screwdriver. You're going to do it on one screw. Hold it like this, put your screwdriver on this, and just make sure that it's tight. Do that with all 5 on both sides. And when you're done, you'll have it like this. Really simple. You could also go, I'm just going to hold this so you can imagine without it, and do one side. I've seen them like that too. You could probably also go and do tubing that runs around here or runs into here. All kinds of different stuff you could do to that. The second thing is you could replace the straps. These rubbery straps that you have to get to fit around your head or your neck or wherever you're going to wear them. Now I'm going to use the strap off of these because I don't wear these here anyways, the Toxic Industry ones. They don't have the original strap of these anymore. And the Toxic Industries had, let's see if I can get this to sit properly, these metal, hubla, of course it didn't work, these things here on the edges of the straps so they wouldn't start to string shit. So I'm going to have to put those back on. And again, you don't have to, you could change these. I'm just going to go ahead and put black ones in because that's all I need here anyways. Oh boy, that ain't going to work, is it? My luck. Well, actually it might. Well, I'm just going to go ahead, well, might as well do them both, right? See if this works. So what you do is pretty much like this. Well, I think I could get that through there. Yeah, I could. Okay. Then you just, I'll do that a little bit more. So there we go. And put them in. Squeeze them a little bit. Then you take your trusty pliers, grab them, squeeze them some more, and you're good to go. So pretty much, we do the other side. Sorry, I don't have a editing program. I would have just done this and spit it up, but I can't do that. No editing program at this point. Sorry. As soon as I get one, I'll let you know. So I'm going to actually have to bend these up a little bit more. Oh, well, the pliers would make it easier, Ray. There you go. That's a good boy. So again, you put them on. I know my fingers are in the way, sorry. Squeeze it so that it'll hold on. Take your trusty pliers, squeeze some more, and you got them on. Now all you have to do, I'm not going to do that right now, is put them back through these plastic thingies here where you adjust them, and you can adjust them, and you pretty much wind up with this here. So that was a little quick DIY tutorial on how to do that. And I also promised you the last time in the first video where I showed you all this good stuff, I was going to show you that one cyber mask a little more detailed because it was too dark in that corner in the shelf where it was hanging. see if I can show you now better. I hope you can see it because I can't see the display. See, I still got to sew it. I still got stuff dangling down here. And what I'm going to do is this trim right here, this neon orange trim, and I'm going to go all the way around the whole mask so you can get rid of this dangling. And then I have to go back inside and clean it up. But this is the basic look, really.